Stop telling women or the woman you're dating everything about you.
That pillow talking shit.
Stop pillow talking, guys. You can't tell a woman everything. You have to leave some things up to mystery. The more you tell a woman and you expose about yourself, the more bored a woman will become with you, actually. She'll know too much about you. You know, she likes to fantasize and take time to guess and wonder what you're doing. She shouldn't always know where you're at, what you're doing at any given time of the day, that you don't get along with your cousin. Because when you tell women these things, I know you've been taught growing up. Aren't we supposed to be close? If I tell her everything, don't we bond that way? And it's like, listen, we were lied to. You have to understand that when you tell a woman these things, once the honeymoon phase is up, the fireworks stage, and you and your woman get into any altercation, she'll bring that up. She'll bring that up and she'll rub it in your face. And you'll be looking at her like, whoa, I told you that in confidence.
Yeah.
I told you that in private.
And use it against you.
She'll use it against you, guys. So less is better. If you realize and you look at certain women who like their boyfriends a lot or the men they're dating a lot, that guy's out on the move doing things. You know, she gets a call. She's excited to see his name on her phone because he's out being a man, staying mysterious. He gets with her and he shows her a good time when he's there. But when he's not there, I'll catch you later. I'll see you tomorrow, you know? Not laying under her consistently spewing out your whole life. That's very weak. It's the weakest thing you can do is sit around and tell a woman everything about you. She don't even want to know all of that. She wants you to keep some things to yourself. So stop pillow talking, fellas. It's a bad look, and she will use it against you, especially if you've done something wrong or some kind of crimes. A lot of women put a lot of dudes in jail for exposing their secrets to her. I mean, just foolish things. Keep things to yourself.
When you lose your mystique, you lose your edge. You become predictable, and you're no longer a challenge. And regardless of what they tell you, women, they love a challenge. They love to be, they love, have you ever just looked and seen that women love crossword puzzles and they love little things to help them keep them guessing? That includes their man. So when you lose your mystique and your mysteriousness and that air about you that she doesn't know everything, then you no longer become a challenge to her. And when you no longer become a challenge, you become boring. And when you become boring, her idle mind will begin to start looking somewhere else. So you have to keep your mystique. And a part of you keeping your mystique and keeping your buffer is you understanding that you cannot divulge every single thing about yourself. There are some things that you have to keep to yourself. And you need to be a thinking man. You need to think about things in a very big picture perspective, because women, tend to be more on the emotional side. And unfortunately, when they get hurt, sometimes when some people get hurt, all bets are off. We see it during things when men and women split in the justice system with child support and the child situation. We see how they use the child against them. This is an example of how they handle sometimes their emotional state of being. So as an old adage, as we hear some of our elders say, some of you young cats might not notice something we hear called mad day has to come, which means that there's a potential that when you fall out with a person, they will use your information and things you told them against you. So you need to be very mindful of what you're saying and when you're talking, even when you're in your most vulnerable, lovey-dovey state, talking about some friends of yours, talking about some friends of hers, talking about who knows and telling somebody else's business that's probably important, because that person or that woman could go and when she's upset at you or when it's all over, she can go and leak that stuff and ruin your reputation. Furthermore, ruin relationships and ruin money for you because you were pillow talking. and you couldn't understand that perhaps this was important enough to keep to myself, or maybe this person that told me this in confidence, and it really doesn't belong with my significant other. So, gentlemen, you need to understand the value of evaluating certain information that you have and keeping it close to the chest and not telling your woman every single thing. It's not necessary, and you will be a better man for it, even to her. She will respect you more, and she might be upset at it because she might feel like you need to tell her everything, but there will be a level of unsurety about you in regards to her, and she needs a healthy dose of that to keep herself respecting you.